guys, welcome back to the homestead. So today what we're actually going to do is I'm going to show you how to make homemade marshmallows using marshmallow root. So what I have done is I have my marshmallow root already pre-mixed with water, and you strain it, right? So you're going to take a half a cup of warm water, mix in a tablespoon of marshmallow root, and you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. At the end of the 5 minutes, what you're going to do is you're going to strain it into your mixer. So now you have your marshmallow root infused water sitting here ready for you to mix the next parts in. And marshmallow root powder, I mean, comes in a pretty standard bulk size. Marshmallow root itself is wonderful for your gut health. So you're actually, giving your kids a treat and making it healthy in the long run too. So what we're going to do now is, like I said, I've already got this in here. So that is a half a cup of warm water. I'll put the full recipe below for you guys, but it's a half a cup of warm water, marshmallow root infused. And now we're going to take a 1/4 cup of bovine gelatin, and we're going to just start to mix that together. And we're just going to put this on stir right now because we're just trying to mix it up. We're not trying to make the marshmallows yet. Get that out of our way. Pick it up just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it too well. Turn it off and scrape down the sides. Gonna make sure we get all that mixed together. The good news is when I add the honey mixture, whatever stuck to the side will come off. So we've got that mixed up really well. I've got everything off the side. So now what we're going to do is I took another half a cup of warm water and I mixed it with a cup of honey. Now you're going to want to get the temperature on this mixture on your stovetop to about 240. So if you have a kitchen thermometer, you can keep an eye on your temperature. But if you don't, that's literally just a nice steady boil, like a low boil for about 8 minutes will get you close to 240. So once you have that all together, I'm going to pop this up. We're just going to slowly mix this in. I'm doing it all backwards so you guys can see. And now that we have that in there, I'm going to make sure that's locked in nicely. If you wanted to, on the stovetop with your honey and water mixture, if you wanted to make these chocolate, you could also put in a teaspoon of cocoa powder. Our group prefers vanilla. So now that you have that all in there, you're actually going to put this on high. And we're just going to let that mix up until it starts to froth. You're going to want to watch it because you can mix it too much and make them hard. So we definitely don't want to do that. And if you ever struggle with your parchment paper, take it over to the sink, wet it, wring it out, and then just put it in your tin and it'll mold to it quite nicely. You're going to use about a 9 by 13 pan on these. So we'll just keep watching. So this process here for the whisking is going to take us about 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm just going to sit here and watch it. But I mean, all in all, I mean, you're looking at about a 20-minute prep time for healthy marshmallows, which I think is pretty nice. So I'm sure y'all don't want to watch for the full 15 minutes, but I'll come back once it starts to stiffen up a little bit. Now we're starting to form little marshmallow peaks, and it's looking like marshmallow cream. So what I'm going to want to do, because I'm doing mine vanilla, so I'm taking my homemade vanilla. We're going to take one or two. How vanilla do we want it? Two maybe? Yeah, let's do 2. At this point, if you had homemade probiotics or anything like that you wanted to stir in, you could do that as well. Understand that if you put probiotics in it, you're going to cut your shelf life on these, because these will actually sit on your countertop for about 2 weeks in a sealed container. But if you put probiotics in, that's going to cut you down to about 2 to 3 days. So let's finish up mixing this and we'll put them in the pan. And see how they're thick, kind of marshmallowy, kind of stick together. So now we're going to take these and get off our mixer. Yeah, looking pretty good. We're not going to pay attention to that mess I'm making right there either. So you can put these in a lined pan with parchment paper. Or you could do olive oil or something like that if you wanted to. You want to make sure that your spoon is wet as you try to move these around on the parchment paper, or everything will stick to them. And they don't have to be perfect. They will still taste good, whether they look pretty or not. So your first time trying these, you don't have to worry about perfection as much as you do learning the process. So now I have mine in my parchment paper. I'm going to take my lid and put on it, because again, I don't want any creepy crawlies or curious kitty cats thinking I made them a treat. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go and let this sit for 4 hours. And then we'll come back and we'll flip them up and we'll cut them. But, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. We'll see how these stand up, so we'll be back in a little bit. I actually have to run to Shepherd's Crook today and get some coffee. So that'll be nice, because I do like to cut these up and put them in my coffee sometimes too, as a nice little treat for creamer. So like I said, I'm just going to let these sit for 4 hours. We'll let them get to where they can be cut with like a pizza cutter or a knife or something like that. And then we'll be back and we'll see how they did. Hey guys, we're back. I went and got my coffee. I'm super excited. I usually get the Peru. That's personally my favorite because I like a dark roast. But then I also decided to try their Fireside Blend this time because it's a limited time for the season. They were actually nice enough while I was there. They gave me a coupon code for you guys. So if you want to try Shepherd's Crook, you can do Grafted25. I'll put the link and the coupon code below, but it's the only thing we drink around here, and if I run out I get really sad. That's why I drive to go pick it up, so that way we can have it back again, especially now when I'm going to have my marshmallow in it. So we're just going to take them, and the easiest thing to do is just put another piece of parchment paper down on your cutting board and then just flip them over and then just let them kind of fall away from the paper. Parchment paper is not a perfect science, unfortunately. We're just going to let them come out. Look at there. Beautiful. Beautiful. So then we're just going to take our pizza cutter. If you don't have a pizza cutter, you can just use a normal knife. And you're just going to kind of cut through them. And a minimum, you're going to want these to sit for 4 hours. But if you can let them sit overnight, that's even better. The longer they sit, better they are. But I wanted to go ahead and get this for you guys. So here we go. And just cutting through. Gonna come back this way now. Cut them small. You can really cut them whatever size you want. Like I said, the longer they sit, the better. Look at there. Perfect. Little marshmallow yumminess. Perfect. So I'm going to let these set up a little bit more now that I've cut them. I don't like to just put them directly in my jar. I let them sit for a little bit longer. Normally I'll just put my parchment paper over, but this way the edges and stuff can kind of firm up a little bit more since I just separated them all. But I'll make my coffee in the morning and I'll drop a couple of these in, because it's got the honey in it and the natural sweetener, and it kind of gives a little creaminess to it. So I kind of like it. It's a nice treat. And then I get gelatin in my coffee too, which is always a bonus. So I'll just take and cover these for now until they finish kind of setting up a little bit. And then I will put them in my glass jar and I'll put a lid on it, and they will sit usually for about 2 weeks if yours lasts that long. Mine never seem to last that long. They always get missing. And you can just let them sit until you're ready to cut them. And then, like I said, they'll kind of firm up a little bit around the edges now that they'll kind of air out. You can dust them if you want to, but I prefer not to add more into my homemade marshmallows. So I just kind of let them sit for a little bit and let the air kind of firm them up. And then I put them in the jar, like I said. So we're just going to let these sit. We're going to finish up our evening, get ready to make dinner. Like I said, check out the coffee. It's phenomenal. Thank you guys for stopping by, and hope you have a great night.